So this just happened. SEC launches investigation into Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs. And of course, what happens with Apecoin? It dumps down like right now 8.5% is on downside. So the question is, what's gonna happen with Ape? Is it gonna go down to zero and stuff like that? Now, this to me sounds like, you know, a FUD dump. They are finally using something that they can push the price down so they can buy cheap. But what we're gonna look at right now is the, you know, the technicals on the charts. Is this, you know, breaking certain very important levels, or is it just dumping down to certain support levels where we might actually, you know, continue buying? Now, let's look at the chart. So we won't be talking too much about actually what's happening and, you know, whether this is good or bad, what's going to happen. We won't speculate into that. What we're going to look at is this dump over here that's right now happening. If you look at a 1 hourly chart, you can see here right now for 3 hours straight, it's been dumping on the downside, big dump towards downside. So we're going to see if this is actually a bad or a good thing. Now, we are already at some kind of support. I can tell you that we are already on some kind of support. And, you know, if you just draw the line between these lowest points over here, there is an immense support down here right now at 4.61 or something like that over here, 0.46. It is a very, you know, long-term support. It's been created up here, and right now we're coming to that support levels right now. So, you know, will this support hold? Will we break this towards downside? That's the, you know, those are the big questions. Now, if you do fail that, and we do fail and go even lower than that, you're also gonna see here that right now we are holding the previous support up here as well, and these lows down here. But if you do fail and go below down there, I'm looking the next level at 4.3 or something like that. That might be a very interesting level, you know, for the support to hold, because we are still technically then, you know, holding some kind of, you know, higher low up here, and we are technically still some kind of option. It's only after breaking the trend line over here and breaking the 4.3 level on the downside that it does look actually very bad. But I'm gonna give it, you know, some kind of shot to, you know, even break this towards downside and go to 4.3 before I said this is actually quite bad. It's not bad, it's okay. And you know, right now the way I see it, we are at very low levels on Apecoin, and not only that, we are on some kind of support. So not only are we on the support, we are on the support where we are overextend towards downside. So this might actually be quite good, a chance to actually go long on Apecoin. Now, that said, not financial advice. You do with your money what you want to do with your money, right? And everything like that. Let me tell you about one thing when it comes to Apecoin. Apecoin is, the way I see it, one of the best, you know, metaverse coins out there, you know, right now. So seeing this dump down to zero, it's just not gonna happen, at least from what I can see. What I think is happening right now, they're using the FUD to push the price down, to buy cheap, to get it as low as possible, and then it's gonna go, of course, up like everything else. I mean, look at XRP. How long the SEC case versus XRP go? And look what XRP is doing right now, pumping like crazy, right? It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. That said, we have some extreme overextensions towards the downside right now. So let me show you up here. This is on the daily time frame. So on daily time frame, this is the RSI. RSI is not actually that low, but if you go to the 4 hourly time frame, what you're gonna see here is that RSI is sitting down at 24, and you can see that these levels, you know, 24 levels on the 4 hourly time frame, they are very rare, and they do happen, and they do go even lower. But you know, it is already oversold. Now it is oversold, but it is oversold at the bottom, some kind of button, right? It's oversold or some kind of button. Let me show you my indicator down here, and on this indicator down here, it shows overextensions, which is very important in technical analysis. And you can see here that you gotta go back all the way down to, you know, June dump down here to find bigger overextensions than this one. Also up here, there was a slight up here overextension, but you know, these levels, these extreme overextensions do not come that often. They do not come that often. And just because you have these kind of overextensions like over here, doesn't mean that you cannot go lower. We can definitely go lower. We can definitely go lower. Question is whether this support holds, right? Because right now you are overextended at the same time as you are sitting on a very important support level. Now, the probability, the way I see it, is that because it's already dumped like right now 9% towards downside, and might go even lower down here and hit this line on the downside, since it's already overextended, it just might have a nice bounce up here, you know, kind of support up here, bounce, and then, you know, later on it might actually dump or pump or whatever it's gonna do, right? But you know, initial move towards downside is overextended, and I think this is some kind of overreaction. Oftentimes in markets, when some kind of news come out, doesn't matter what that is, you know, Corona news, you know, World War III news, some news, unexpected black swan events, and you can call this a black swan. When this comes, what happens is market overreacts, or you know, either towards upside or downside, and it needs a little bit time until market figure out what does this mean for whatever, you know, they are overreacting to. And after that time, people figure out, okay, this is gonna be okay, this is not gonna be okay. If it's not gonna be okay, the price continues dumping on the downside. But if they figure out like, okay, it's just like you know, some kind of investigations, they're probably gonna settle, this is gonna be fine, the market will figure out that these are, you know, some kind of oversold prices, and they're gonna start buying or something like that, right? So the initial shock is always very, very volatile, like you see right now, but the initial shock is coming right now to a very important support level down here with overextended levels towards this downside. So the most probable, the way I see it, the most probable outcome of this move up here that's happening right now is to find some kind of bottom down here, find some kind of bottom, maybe consolidate up here, and then you know, have a nice move towards the upside. Could this be a good trade or not? I do not know, but at least that's what I'm looking for. Now, again, we are not discussing, you know, whether, you know, this is good or bad for Apecoin. You're welcome to do so. But the way I see it, I only look at technicals, and even on the weekly time frame, we look at the weekly time frame over here. We're still holding this line towards upside, hitting it on the dollar, and we got this, you know, major support level down here at 4 point. What's that over here right now? 4.65. This is a weekly low up here. So we got still you know, low, higher low, and this over here is still technically and a higher low up here, and today is only Tuesday, so you know, it can go down big time down here, but you know, it can pick up during the week and still get a higher low up here, and we can still be in a nice uptrend up here, right? So it doesn't look that bad until we actually break certain levels, and that level is, to me at least, it's down here at you know, 4.3 or something like that, 4.3. So I'm looking at these two levels. I think these are very interesting levels right now, 4.6, 4.3, 4.2, 4.3, give or take, maybe up here a little bit. There we go. So that's what I'm looking at. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. Also, join Qcoin, only place to buy gems. I'll see you later. I see you tomorrow morning, 9 AM Central European Time on Bitcoin Daily. Bye-bye.